Guys, second video. Not gonna tell you how many takes, but there has been a request for me not to curse as much in this video, so I will definitely honor that request. There's a hurricane coming, and honestly, how can you not curse up a storm? See, I made it funny. Alright, no, seriously. The news has done a good job at tracking the hurricane, and it's done a decent job at its projections. So I want to remind you guys that they are projections, and projections are based off of previous patterns. So let me plant the seed in your mind. Things can change, and the hurricane could take a different course. And we're hoping with thoughts and in prayers that it does. So if you feel that, thoughts, hopes, and prayers are all you have, I'm going to go over some things and how powerful your thoughts and prayers actually are, and how we could focus them and not just ask in prayer. A lot of us have gotten used to just asking. And to just ask in prayer, honestly, might be a little bit of a waste. Right? Faith without action is, in my opinion, it could be a little useless. So faith without action is like spraying Febreze over dog shit and never actually picking up the dog poop. And faith could fade away without your action, because you might not see a change. And the power between action and faith as a combination, I could share with you through two amazing examples that I found and that we'll post in the links. We are, without a doubt, more powerful than we know we are. This one example it's called the Maharishi effect, and it's an example of 7,000 individuals who got together and meditated in hopes to positively change their surrounding cities. And they were able, within their meditation and their focused prayer, they were able to actually decrease the casualties, decrease suicide rates. They were able to decrease terrorism by 72%. When somebody thought about doing something hurtful or negative, they decided not to. And you can remain skeptical about this, that's okay. Right? Skepticism to me, and to what a yogi that I follow closely says, skepticism is like static of the mind, and all it does is turn the frequency that is in the process of creating things back into nothingness. It stops your prayers. So don't ever doubt for a second that you are incapable of changing your lives, changing the lives of the people around you, or even changing the weather. Right? And another powerful example is there's a Hawaiian philosophy called Ho'oponopono, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. There was a criminal ward where there wasn't any healing going on in there, right? Nurses were getting attacked, inmates were attacking each other every day. There didn't seem like there were any hopes of this place. They said that it was so gloomy and people were so desperate in there, and that the paint didn't even want to stick onto the walls. So, the gardens wouldn't even grow, and this nobody wanted to work there anymore. They were constantly calling in sick. People were leaving. The doctors and nurses, they were leaving or quitting. And one day, Dr. Hugh Len came in, and he applied this philosophy of the Ho'oponopono, and it's a philosophy of forgiveness and a philosophy of the connectedness that we are to creation and each other. So if anybody else saw this man, they would think that, okay, he wasn't doing anything, right? They said that he was staying in his office the entire time, and while he was staying in his office applying the philosophy, the world started to change, and people were starting to heal. New doctors and nurses were starting to come in. Inmates were having their shackles taken off, like they were actually starting to heal. The gardens started to grow again. And when they were asking what was this man doing inside his office, he said, I was simply healing the part of me, the negative part of me that I created. Right? So he applied in the knowingness of this connectedness to everybody. He applied this philosophy of forgiveness. And what he did was he looked at every single person's file, and every day he said 4 things. He said, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Over and over and over again. And this place started to heal. And that's the power you have through thought and through prayer and through meditation. For my Jesus followers, Jesus also said, he said, when you pray as if you already have it, right? Pray in the belief that whatever you're praying for, you already have, or that you already created. I don't remember. I believe that was Mark 11:24. I'm sorry. And for people who follow Buddha, he said, if our minds are impure, then so is our land, and if our minds are pure, then so will our land be. And if you want to still remain skeptical about these guys, Albert Einstein said, if you match the frequency of what you're thinking and tune it to the reality of what you want, you will without a doubt get that reality. He said that's not philosophy, that's physics, right? So what all these guys actually have in mind, and Jesus and Buddha, they were physicists in their own way. Their laboratory was their mind, and they spoke truth, an immeasurable amount of truth through their teachings. And now we have the power to change the world, to change ourselves and the world around us. So before I mess this video up by just staring at you guys, I want to say I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Please be safe out there. I myself will be meditating while also preparing in the case that it does come to us, but I will be meditating. By the time I get home, I meditate at nights and in mornings. If you want to match with me on my frequency, let's just single-mindedly have the same desire to be able to change the course of, let's give it a shot. Let's change the course of this storm with focus. And I'm losing my train of thought. Here I go. I love you. I'm out. I love you. Sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Remember those things. Peace.